What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Studs Podcast. This is Mike here on a Friday night. We got the duo, no Keith again. I hope he's okay. Anyway, Louie, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Keith, if you're out there, buddy, watching this, I hope you're taking your flatulence medicine because you definitely need it. So make sure you take your flatulence medicine, Keith. Especially after all those appetizers he ate from Uno's, man. That was tough.
I mean, he did knock down. Yeah, he ate a lot. He did eat a lot. Let me tell you that.
Took a Mondo Duke after that.
But I will tell you though. I mean, I scoffed down some family-sized nuggets.
I couldn't finish a deep dish of family pizza.
Yeah. Anyway, what's going on with you? You rocking the Jalen Ramsey jersey?
Yeah, I pull it out every once in a while.
You gotta get a Rams one.
Yeah, I got it for free, so I mean, free.
I got this one too. Shout out Mr.
There's that saying, it's free is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this episode we're gonna do a little quick fire. It's gonna be a little different, We're gonna talk about, whatever's on our mind. We usually talk about sports and music; those are our go-tos. But I'll talk about what I got going on first. So finally, the gym's opened back up, so that's a nice thing. I've been dying because I am the most unmotivated person when it comes to home workouts. And people like you, Mike, especially, you're quite the opposite. I'm pretty sure you do home workouts at home, right?
Yeah, correct? before the toe almost came off. I was doing some Shaun T workouts. I love doing those. I don't know. I'd rather do that than. It all depends, though. I can do those. I can do those home workouts, but it's not as fun as going to play basketball. It's not as fun as, swimming, or it's not as fun as doing something, a team activity. Like, I would rather work out with someone, but I can do those home workouts, yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. That's tough to do, and I know you were keeping up with that during COVID, so props to you for that. That's good stuff.
I try.
Yeah, I've been hopping on back on this. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bulk, but I'm also trying to do cardio in between. So I'm trying to go for like the in-between body. So right now I got little chubs going on, little tits action going on. So got to get rid of those, trying to get the beach body, trying to impress the ladies.
Sure.
But what I've been trying to do is basically I'll go to the gym Monday. I'll do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those are my days I go to the gym. So today I went to the gym. So I'll do Monday, I'll do chest and tries. Wednesday, I'll do back and buys. And then Friday, I'll do shoulders, and I will do abs. And I basically probably have each workout or each day that I spend working out was like an hour and a half. But what I do is it's called the pyramid scheme. So basically, I'm trying to bulk. So when you're trying to bulk, you build these slow twitch fibers in your muscle. And basically, you're not going for repetition.
Helped him because you were forced to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. So that's why they talk about the mouth guard. Like, mouth guards actually can help you. They're pains in the butts, but they can help you.
I've never heard of that, dude. You know what's funny? I do agree with that. I remember coaches telling me breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. But I felt when I breathe in through my nose, out through my nose, it flowed better, and I think I felt better too, like you're saying. So I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that.
It's tough though in the beginning though. Like the first time I wore a mouth guard, I'm like, this stinks. This is awful. And then you get used to it. And then you never thought of it. Oh, maybe breathing through my nose is the better way to breathe.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But to get back on track on what I'm doing for my workout. So I told you I was doing that pyramid workout at the gym, and then what I would do on my off days, I only do physical activities 5 times out of the week. So I give 2 days just rest because I don't really give a rat's, whatever. So on the off days, Tuesday and Thursday, what I'll do is I'll go for a run at my park, and I'll run for 2 or 3 miles. Then I'll shoot around and play some basketball. So that's what I'll do. I'll get my cardio in. I don't do legs, but those are basically my legs. I run for 3 miles around in the park, and that's usually how and when I say run, I mean jog. I don't do full-on sprints. I'm jogging, and anyone who knows me knows I freaking hate running. So It's definitely big. Eating the right fats like avocados, eggs, cheese, things of that nature. But my question to you, Mike, is how the hell do you make a bulletproof coffee?
It's an art.
You're not gonna
It's
tell
an
us your
art.
secret?
It's super simple. Um, you want to start off with, I mean, you're going to get the benefits even if you don't go fully organic. You don't have to go fully organic. For a while, I did. For a while, I did the grass-fed butter. I did the regular MC. Actually, I did the brain octane oil, which is it's the big thing with bulletproof with the guy Dave Asprey is taking the toxins out of everything. We'll jack your price up. But we're going to take the toxins out of everything. You can get the same benefit from MCT oil and regular unsalted butter. Basically, all I do is I have a Keurig. I put the cup in. In the cup, I put, or even sometimes I've been using the Yeti, sponsor Yeti, and I put 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, here's the thing: you want to start off slow. So for you, someone who's never did it, if you put 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of MCT oil, and it'd be crap in your pants. Like literally, it'd be great. The first time I did it, it messes with your GI tract. But you put 2 tablespoons or whatever you can handle of butter in, MCT oil. I let the Keurig come down on it, melts the butter a little bit. Then I blend it, and it's a frothy cup of deliciousness. Let me tell you. It really is. In the first week when you do it, like, people like, how do you drink coffee with butter in it? The first week was...
It doesn't sound too bad. I mean...
No, it doesn't. To some people, they're like, that's disgusting. I want my cream and sugar. When I tell you do it for 1 week, you'll never want to put cream in. I never was a big cream and sugar guy in my coffee anyway. I always did it black, but you never would want to put in cream or sugar again, especially after doing it for a week, feeling the benefits. You never want to do that again.
So that's how you did that with tea. Would that give out the same?
You could do it with tea. Yeah, you could do it with green tea. I don't do tea because.
What about just regular tea? Just regular straight black.
Why not? Yeah. I don't do tea because coffee doesn't upset my stomach fasting. When I drink tea, it makes me nauseous on a fasted stomach. So I don't do tea, but plenty of people do tea if they don't like coffee.
Yeah, I'm more of a tea guy, so.
You got a favorite tea?
No, not really. I just drink whatever is available.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what
Some Middle Eastern stuff, probably. That's the good stuff. Get the nice little herb. Shout out to Keith Herb. Where are you, buddy?
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's how you do it. Another thing too is like people, you hear all about low carb, low fat, or low fat diets. What people don't understand is you need the fat.
Yeah,
you need the fat. Yeah, and the good fat. You need the fats. Let me say that again. You need fats. When people are like, "Oh no, that's too fatty," or when one of my biggest pet peeves is when like, my sister will come home with skim milk or someone will come home with like low fat. Eat the fats. You need the fats. The fats keep you full and they're good for your brain. Not every fat is good for you, but I guarantee you if you add more fat into your diet, whether you're eating a stick of butter or something, you're going to feel amazing. It might not feel great in the beginning, but you're going to start feeling amazing. So fat is definitely something that's very...
What's your opinion on bread, though? Do you take bread out of the equation a lot for your meals, or is that something you kind of just keep in there? Because that's definitely, I wouldn't say that's a great carb. I mean, I wouldn't say carbs are a great thing to have. I mean, you need to have some, but I think some people eat an excess amount of it. And I think that's the issue.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I mean, I eat junk sometimes a lot, but mainly, no, I try to keep bread out of everything. So like on
a day to day, like not like if you're going out to Uno's, and
no bread.
You're spending balls out money like we do, but I mean,
no bread at all. No, I mean bread. There's good carbohydrates, but at the end of the day, you should get the energy from the fats with very little carbs. But people argue. I mean, there's scientific proof that carbs help you. There's scientific proof that carbs don't help you. They age you faster. There's at the end of the day, it matters what works for you. So for you, eating bread might work for you. For me, it doesn't work for me. I love the fat. I love the protein. I don't even eat a lot of protein. My diet, if I would give anything about my diet, it's probably 80% fat, maybe 10% protein, and maybe 5% carbs. Maybe a little bit more, a little less, 70, 20, 10, whatever. Even having a amount of protein, sometimes the studies show that high amount of protein helps you burn fat more. There's other studies that show you protein helps you age more if you eat too much of it. So it's all about finding the balance. But at the end of the day, it's what works for you. Fasting works for me. It might not work for someone else. But and that's the thing. You don't sham someone for what they do and tell someone, oh, you should be eating 6 meals a day. Listen, man, that works for you. That works for you. That doesn't work for me. So it's all what works for you.
Right. Yeah. No, that's definitely a good point. I've always wanted to try intermittent fasting. I think it's pretty cool to eat within a window. Within like a 6 or 8 hour window, whatever. I know. Like I've done some research on it. And there's different types of fasting. Like some people just eat one huge meal at the end of the day, or some people will eat from like an 8 hour window. But that's a good thing though. It's like I don't think it's a good idea to eat right before you sleep. I don't know. For me, that's like, okay, like, why would you want to eat and then not be able to burn anything after? I don't know. I'm not the most knowledgeable on this, but I think that the 6 or 8 hour window is probably the best. I think, but maybe you know better than I do because you do it on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, no, it's not great to eat right before you go to sleep. Because your body is trying to heal, and when you eat right before you sleep, your digestion's taking up all the other processes that your body's trying to repair and do while you sleep. So it's not the best to eat while you sleep. Is it as bad as people make it out to be? No, because if you're eating during the day, your body, you're trying to do things, work, whatever you're doing, and instead of your body giving you energy as you would be fasted, which you believe it or not, you do get energy once your body gets used to it. You have a way more energy fasted than you do eating all day long. But you gotta do it first. But your body's spending your whole day. So if you're eating every 2, 3, 4 hours, your body is never having a chance to clean out its cells, kill the cells like it does when you fast. So your body's using all of its energy to digest your peanut butter or your protein shakes that you have every 4 hours. And so would you rather eat before you go to bed than to eat 6 meals a day? I would personally agree that eating before bed in that situation compared to that is better. But at the end of the day, no. You should give your body at least 2, maybe 3 hours. But having a scoop of almond butter before bed is actually proven to help you with your sleep. Some apple cider vinegar and some honey, which I do, a little tea before bed, that helps your sleep. And it gives your body energy because your body actually needs energy to sleep. A little bit of MCT oil before that. So there are some things you don't want to eat a heavy meal, but you can have a scoop of peanut butter, a scoop of whatever. Even if people like milk, a glass of milk before bed definitely helps. It gives your body needs energy to sleep. Definitely needs energy to sleep.
Good point. It's a good point. I never really thought about that. That's a good point. What do you got going on? I know.
I was having a conversation the other day. It was yesterday with my massagist. Shout out Kristen Leperaci. She's a beast. Best massagist in the whole entire world. No one can tell me otherwise.
Stinky ass.
Take your massage envy and throw it. Go pound sand with your massage envy. Okay. I went there once. It was awful. No, I'm kidding. They're probably great. It's probably a lot of great massagists there. But she's phenomenal. Anyway, we were talking about the best concerts we ever been to. And it brought up a lot of good topics. But before I get into it, it's like, what is your favorite, best, however you want to critique it? What is your favorite concert you've ever been to, or the best?
Oh man, I'm not sure if I can say this on air, but the 2 concerts I went to a summer jam. It was one of my buddies.
Sinbad?
No, but we were 19, and we were just absolutely trashed at the Xfinity Center.
How old were you? Say that again.
19.
Oh, 19. Nice.
Okay, so underage.
Yep.
Anyway, we're there, and there's this experience because this is my first concert or whatever. I wasn't I don't know. As a kid, I never really got to experience that. So we walk in, I'm just sloshed out of my mind, and there's a guy dressed up in a glove, right? It's like a glove mascot. He's just handing out condoms to people, and I'm dying. I'm like, I find this the funniest thing.
Yeah, get those away from me. Get those away from me. I don't need them. No.
Yeah, right. All right, that's a good one. But Yeah, I do. I get stage fright. But I'm just like, why are you giving out condoms? Like, when people do the deed right into the concert? Like, why? Like, what's going on here? I'm thinking like this is like nuts. But no, it was cool. It was a cool concert. It was like Fetty Wap. It was like 50 Cent. It was like Ty
Wow.
Dolla Sign. There was some good names. It was like Remy Ma. I think Fat Joe. Like,
God, Joe.
yeah, it was a pretty good lineup. It was like Lil Dicky opened up too. It was like
Did,
pretty decent
did they
names.
come out and play together at all, or were they all separate?
Fat Joe and Remy Ma did. Fetty by himself, 50 was terrible, but it was still cool.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, you know, he's 50.
I heard he wrote a good book. I was actually looking for it. They didn't have it at Barnes and Noble, but I guess he wrote a book. Like he's successful, like outside of rap. He had that show Power. Uh, he that was I never watched it. I kind of want to, but I just never find myself sitting and streaming shows. I just don't do that. But he wrote a book, I guess, about all of his business ventures. This guy's a genius outside of rap. I mean, his rap music when he was in his prime is good, great. But he's like a genius in outside areas. Yeah, yeah. My best concert I ever been to was probably. I mean, it's old school, but I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
How old were you?
Twice. Well, I went once. Think I was like 10, 15. 15 I went, and then I went 2 years ago, and fun, dude. They're like phenomenal. It's like you if you did them versus stinking Chris Brown, and I love Chris Brown, they would totally wipe the floor with him. Still at 70, 65 years old, however old they are, the way they enter. No, I'm serious. You'd be saying the same thing. I'm just saying. I'm talking about show presence. The show.
Chris Brown is an amazing dancer, though.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Earth, Wind, and Fire can go still to this day can go up against any artist in performance. I'm telling you, any artist, Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake, any of them, they can go up against. At the end of the day, it's your opinion on what kind of music you like. But from their showmanship, their performance, phenomenal. Oh man, as a 20-year-old at the time, phenomenal. Like really, you're not off your feet once. You don't look at yourself. You don't look at your person next to you and say this stinks. Like they're phenomenal day in, their vocals, everything. Earth, Wind, and Fire has been the best concert. And I brought up like another topic. It's like who would I want to go see today? And it's like a very short list. It's like it's Chris Brown for sure. I'd love to go see Chris Brown. Is Justin Timberlake. I'd love to go see Bruno Mars, even though I heard some bad things about his recent concerts. It's like a very limited list. Like, hip hop, there's really no one.
Depends what you like. Like,
it depends.
J. Cole, Kendrick, like, there's some good names in the game, but it's like, no, I hear you. It depends what you like at the end of the day.
And it brought me up like with this idea, like the topic the other day. I'm thinking to myself, who is the MJ of this generation?
I would say Drake probably.
Like who's the Madonna of maybe Beyonce, or I'd give it to Beyonce, but like who
male guy would probably be Drake. It'd have to be.
I would agree with you. Like it's Drake. It's like Justin Timberlake. I think for a while but his last album was brutal. Like it wasn't even anything close. It was just not good.
They're all plateauing. It's just
it's like even Bruno Mars. His last album was phenomenal, but it's been 4 years. So maybe hopefully he comes out with something that's great. But it's like I feel like with this generation, you don't see anyone. The cultural impact of like an MJ. I don't think I think Prince had somewhat, but not as much as him and Madonna. I think him and Madonna blew Prince out of the water in terms of impact. But it's like I don't feel like you have that anymore. Maybe Drake,
Yeah, some of his stuff.
Beyonce. Yeah, he's. I mean, I just feel it's not there anymore. Like there isn't that one person that just like.
I mean, who'd you have back in the day for like the hip hop R&B game? Like not like we're talking like when we were in like middle school, like elementary school, you had Akon, you had Lil Wayne, you had T-Pain, you had those
Chris
guys.
Brown. I mean, Chris Brown is legit.
Those guys were running the show for a while, man. Like 7, 8 years, they were running the show. I mean, that time's kind of coming down now.
The only one I feel like isn't is Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown's
No,
still elite. Yeah, he's still there,
and
but
like
not as elite like as he once was, obviously.
no,
Like who comes close to him is The Weeknd. The Weeknd comes close to him.
To Chris Brown?
As a singer.
Oh, to Michael Jackson?
No. Not to Michael Jackson. No. The Weeknd to Chris Brown. I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Singing is like, it's pretty close. But obviously, Chris Brown's a way better performer.
Yeah, it's like, but like when I think of like, it's like when you go out, it's like, oh, I want to play that Weeknd song. It's like, no, jam some Chris Brown. Like, I want to hear some Chris Brown right now.
Yeah.
You know? I like The Weeknd, but there's not a lot of stuff. But again, it's like you're not fighting over getting his records like you would for like Michael Jackson, or like even like what boy bands, like there's no NSYNC, there's no Backstreet Boys. It's like
in One Direction at one point, yeah.
Or the K-pop band, whatever it is. I just think the impact he had on everything. I don't think you'll ever see that again. I really don't. At all.
Now, what do you think that's due to technology and everything sounding so similar, or?
I mean, I think in terms of seeing that type of success, I think hip hop has already taken over everything. I mean, hip hop is the best it's ever. Maybe not quality wise, but in terms of popularity, I think it's the highest, and I think it's gonna continue to soar. I think hip hop will be probably number one for a long time.
Here's my thing. This is why I'm always watching like these shows like The Voice and American Idol, because I'm trying to see like who's gonna be that next guy. Maybe it's gonna be somebody on there that makes it big. You know, it's like, and I can say, hey, I watched them go through that, or I watched her go through that. You know, like Rihanna, one of my all-time favorite, probably my favorite female artist. She has so many great songs.
Yep.
A lot of guys will not admit that, but you know her music's freaking awesome. And if you say you don't like Rihanna, you're lying.
No, I like Beyonce, but her last like couple of things, like I really wasn't feeling. But her old stuff, I mean, I think Beyonce is one of the best singers of all time.
Because I mean, as an artist, you get to a point and then you just
but like, I mean, when you look at like even like Prince was putting out great music. I mean, whatever. You have to have a good ear to listen to some of his later stuff, but he was blasting out albums until he died. Like at least every year, he recorded like 50 albums. That guy.
Some of these guys are just sellouts too.
But Michael Jackson, I mean, he had top 10 hits in the 70s at 20 years old. He had top 10 hits in the top 5 hits in the 80s at 30 in his 30s. In his 40s and the 90s, he had top 10 hits.
And then he sampled with Drake. Drake sampled him.
Yep, and then in his
matter to me.
What You Rock My World in 2001 had a top 10 hit. Nobody did it like him. It's like, who's gonna be that next person? Who's gonna have that hit at 50 years old? Like that's so like, and even his work dwindled down too. I mean, I'm not saying that was a big. I like some of his later stuff, but I mean, You Rock My World was a huge hit.
That's a lot of pressure.
At 50 years old.
That's a lot of pressure, though.
Or close to it, whatever.
To put that on an artist, that's a lot of pressure. That's a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and I don't know if we'll ever see that. And me and you, both of our lifetimes.
It's like you had Mariah Carey. I guess Mariah Carey is towards the top in terms of like number one hits, and hits. But like, and she's still relevant nowadays. But like, when was the last time she put out a good song? Like
or the last time she sung the anthem. Oh God.
Oh, I didn't lip sync. No, that was
remember the All-Star game?
Wasn't Kesha? No, Kesha.
No. Mariah Carey at the All-Star game.
Fergie.
Was it Fergie? Oh, no, it was Fergie.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the most funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And I remember I was drunk watching that. I was dying. I was like, you guys hearing the same thing I'm hearing right now?
It's cringeworthy.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So cringeworthy. She dropped off. Big time. Holy God. Definitely dropped off big time. But
looks like we're coming up on 8:30, Mike. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I wanted to get one more thought from you. I don't know how big you are a fan, but it was Tupac's birthday this week, and I became a fan of him later on in my teenage years, and I love him, and I think he's the best rapper of all time. But like, you have any like thoughts on him, like about his songs, anything? You got a favorite Tupac song and all? I know we talked about it a little bit last episode, but like
Changes by Tupac, and especially like even like before this whole Black Lives Matters and all that, like that song like hits me in the heart because it's like it talks about every race kind of being profiled in a certain way, like Middle East, like black people, like immigrants,
Yeah.
cops treating people unfairly, and just him struggling,
Having a
stuck in
black
the system.
president.
Yeah, like that. He didn't see the day that happened, you know. So that song just gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. Not everyone likes to listen to Tupac in the car. I get it, you know.
I
You want
love
to
it.
listen to more happy stuff, but like that song's so real to me. So real.
Listen, you want some happy Tupac? You play "I Get Around." You play some California Love. I mean, oh, what's this? No, my mic's playing music now. I don't know what the heck happened. All right, hold on one second. I don't know. I just sticking random song. Come on. But yeah, no, like he was so prolific, and I think that's what makes him. I mean, him and Biggie Smalls, I think, are the top two rappers of all time. I mean, my favorite at least, Tupac. It's Biggie. I love LL Cool J. A lot of people won't put him up there, uh, but I think he was a founder. He was a founder of hip hop, though. He was one of the originals.
It's all about
He
it's
was one of the originals.
subjective, Mike.
Of course, if things weren't subjective, you wouldn't have no talk shows. You wouldn't have no podcasts. You got to shout out your opinion.
I love Dr. Dre.
I think,
Dre is one of my
yep,
favorite rappers.
Snoop Dogg. Um, a lot of people give him hate, but I think Drake is going to go down as one of the greatest if he's not already. I really do. Even Kanye. I know Kanye's crazy.
Kanye is up there.
I think Drake is too. I think Drake's built that resume. Jay-Z. Like, I think they're all, Tanashi X9.
Nas.
6X9.
I can't stand that guy. He knows how to grab people's attention.
Nas is completely underrated. He's always been underrated. Always been underrated. Puff Daddy. I think Puff Daddy was a better producer. His musical genius was great. But yeah, no, I mean, I think hip hop will definitely be strong forever. I don't think hip hop will ever lose its steam ever. I don't think rock will ever take over hip hop. I mean, pop music will always be there. And that's the last thing too. It's like now like back then it's like you had all these bands like, Earth, Wind and Fire wanting to cross over to the pop charts because the pop charts was mainly white. And they had their own black albums and singles charts and everything. Now I don't think there's no problem with the crossover anymore. And I think that's a progression. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, you see white rappers now. You see like Logic, you see Eminem, you see that guy Jack Harlow, I think his name is, or something like that. Like they're all white rappers.
Yep.
They sound good,
These artists, like what MJ had to do during his time in his prime, trying to cross over into being more poppy. You don't have to do that anymore. You really don't. That's how strong hip hop is in R&B. You don't have to do that anymore. Which is I think that's a sign of progress. I think that's awesome.
And strength.
That's how it should have always been.
Strength though too. Same thing with like you can compare it to like Bill Russell playing in the '60s.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of ordeal.
It's so different now. You don't have those like. Well, I mean, you still do have those issues, obviously, but in terms of sports and music, I think you've definitely seen a progression in that area, and it should have always been like that. Should have always been like that. But anyway, yeah. What would you say?
No, I agree.
No, yeah. No, anyway, those are really just some random topics, kind of over sports right now. I mean, sports is kind of a lot of facilities closed today. Toronto, a lot of coronavirus cases are coming out with athletes now. So I wonder if that's going to affect anything. Today was a big day.
I didn't see what was Toronto.
An NHL player got diagnosed, so I think Toronto Maple Leafs shut off their whole stadium. I mean, the whole arena and operations. There was like 5 Phillies players down in Florida who caught it. A San Francisco Giants player caught it. Florida is like skyrocketing, so like I wonder if that's going to have any effect with Disney and the plans to play. So it's still interesting. There's still a chance you don't play, which is sad. I mean, but that's where we're facing. Anyway, any final thoughts?
Might go buy some almond butter though.
Oh, I already have some Dave's.
I might drop some butter in my tea next time, and I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
Absolutely.
What's Rick saying? I don't know, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, no more compromises.
Love you, buddy. Love you, Rick.
Oh man, I wish I could say the same.
You and him got a big gig tomorrow, right?
Nah, just me. It's solo tomorrow.
Solo dolo.
Solo dolo tomorrow. Solo dolo. It'll be a nice gig to get back into the swing of things. I miss it.
You guys are still tuned into this. If you're watching, leave a comment below. Let us know if there's some topics you guys want us to talk about. It could be literally anything. We'll shoot the crap with it, and we'll roll with it. Hopefully.
Definitely, yeah.
You like what you talk about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
You can like us, dislike us. I'm okay with whatever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, leave us a comment. Leave us a comment, a like, subscribe. Please, I know it's tough times. I know we shouldn't be asking this, but even 99 cents. If you want to support us, continue to see us grow and upgrade our technology. Obviously, anything helps. And if you want us to do any more challenges, hopefully it's not a chicken nugget challenge to raise some money. We'll do it. Let us know. Share it. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Have a great one, everyone.
Peace.